Hello guys, this is Del from Elixir Node. Today I'm gonna show you how to set up a Minecraft 1.8 faction server on our servers at Elixir Node. The process will be not easy but not hard, you will see while we go through the video. First of all, what is faction, you may be asking? Faction is a popular game mode for Minecraft multiplayer servers. Most faction servers use version 1.8.8 because it is the last version with the old PvP mechanics. Factions is essentially survival Minecraft with a slight twist where players can join teams and battle other teams and steal territory, loot, etc. Factions isn't very difficult to get up and running depending on how complex you want to make it. But remember guys, factions requires a lot of CPU power and memory, especially as your server grows, so you're going to want to go with one of the best and most affordable Minecraft server rentals on the market, which is from Elixir Node. Your best bet is to do with either premium or deluxe Minecraft server hosting with at least 4GB of RAM. There are also two types of faction servers, the first being persistent, meaning that the server never resets or resets very rarely and seasonal, where the server resets every few weeks or months, where everyone gets a near fresh start, like Hypixel factions if you know about it, with new features and twists being added almost every season. Elixir Node's easy to use Minecraft hosting panel makes it easy for you to run any type of faction server. We will show you how to do that in this video, so let's get right into the video. After buying your Minecraft server, wait for it to get deployed and then log into the game panel, which is at game.elixirnode.com. From here you will see your Minecraft server. Press on the button called manage and you will be redirected to the panel. This panel is great because it's really easy for you to set up any kind of server, but today I'm going to show you how to set up a faction one. First of all, we'll have to select the server version. To do that, go into the console tab and press the server version button. And you'll see that you'll be redirected to a page with a lot of Minecraft server versions. You can even change the system that the server will be running on. For the sake of this video, we'll use the Spigot 1.8.8. If you don't know which version to go for or which jar to go for, we recommend you watching the top 5 Minecraft server jars video, which will be linked down in the description. Press on the install button and then confirm it. If you already have some files on your server, we recommend you backing them up in case you want to use them later. But I have nothing important on the server, so I'm just gonna delete the files and the Spigot will be reinstalled. As you can see, the server will automatically restart, but we'll have to go into the console tab to check on everything. The first thing that you will have to do is accept the EOLA, and you just have to press accept and the server will restart with everything working on it. It will take no time because of the fast servers that we have at Elixir Node for a budget price. If you want to get one by yourself, go to elixirnode.com and you will have a big variety of game servers. After you see this message, it means that your server is running and you can work on it. Let's stop it so we can work on the plugins. Press the red button up here and wait to see this message. After that, go to File Management. Here you can configure your server from properties to plugins to the word. You can do a lot of things. But first we have to install the plugins. Go into the plugins folder, press the upload button and select the plugins that you want to use. There will be a list down in the description of this video with the plugins that we recommend you using for your faction server. A lot of them are not really important, are just additional plugins, but some of them are important and you can't run a faction server without them. To upload them, it's pretty easy. Press the upload button, select the path that you have your plugins installed on. Don't forget to upload anything on the game panel at Elixir Node. You must zip the files. Don't worry, you will unzip them in less than a minute with our game panel. As you can see, now you just have to wait for them to get uploaded. As you guys can see, the file has been uploaded. You will see it here. To be sure that you can edit it, you just have to press the reload button to refresh the page, and after that you will see these 3 dots here. Just go and press them and go to decompress. This will take no time, and as you can see, all of the plugins that you had in that zip file will now be installed on the server. The next step is to go to the console tab and power on the server. This will let all of the files get generated, which is great because you don't have to do a server on your computer, you just put them here and they will get generated automatically. The process of starting the server will be really fast, so it will take no time. After it has been done, you just have to join your Minecraft server, and we can do that pretty easily. As you guys can see, we're back on the server and all of the plugins are working. To check if that is correct, you can just type /pl or just the long word plugins, I'm so sorry. And if all of the plugins that are being shown in this list are with green, then they are working. If some of them are in red, you don't have to worry about it. Just go to the search up the plugin, go to the website from Spigot and download the latest version if you don't have it. If you are still having problems with that plugin, we suggest contacting the developer of the plugin and we will happily help you. Now, as you can see, the scoreboard on the right of the screen is not set up. Nothing is set up. We don't even have a spawn. Now it comes the part where we're doing that. So without any further ado, let's start setting up the server and configuring the files, setting up a spawn, creating the zones and everything. I flew around the world and I found this place, which is gonna be great for our spawn on the faction server. First of all, let's create a small building. So I'll get back to you when we have that already done. Okay guys, we are back, and as you can see I created a small spawn. It's nothing special, it's just for the sake of this video. Now we have to define the region of the spawn and create a lot of things. So let's stop the talking and get into the work. The first thing that we will have to do is take use of word guard and word edit. First of all, you'll have to type // don't forget it's /1, which will give you a wooden axe. With this axe you will be able to manipulate the plugin, which is called word edit. We will also be using word guard in just a second. Now let's set up the spawn area. I'll get this corner and I'll build a small pillar right here, let's say to this height, and copy and get the second position. You'll have to right click on one place and left click on the other place. You don't have to worry, the block won't get broken if you're using the wooden axe. Now, as you can see, the first position has been set, as same the second one has been done. Now let's create the region. To do that, you just have to do rg define spawn pvp. Now let's just call it spawn. As you can see that now we have created a region called spawn. We have to work with it. So the first things that we'll have to do is add flags. On word guard, the flags are criteria that won't be allowed during the stay in your region. Let me set the time today first. Perfect. So let's create the flags and assign them to this region. We'll have to do rg flag and then the name of the region, in our case is spawn, and then let's do mob spawning deny. And now, as you can see, if we try to get a mob, it won't be able to spawn here, but it will be down here, which is perfect. Let's continue with other flags. You will see a list on the screen right now with the flags that I will be using in the video and what each of them will do. Let's also add spawn PvP and deny. Spawn PvP, I'm so sorry, I misspelled this. Spawn, and then let's do PvP deny, so PvP isn't allowed. We should also deny the potion splash. Perfect. And now I think this would be it. If you want to add more flags or remove any flags, you can just type a random thing here and all of these flags will be shown. There are a ton of them from which you can choose, but if you want more, there is an add-on for word guard that you can download and install it on your server to get more flags. But we will stick with just these ones for the video. Now let's create the PvP one, the PvP area. You can just select any area that is outside the spawn, for example from here, and if we go right here, make a total pillar and select the other position, remove the pillar. Oops. And now you can just type again rg define and let's call it spawn PvP, because in this area we want players to be able to spawn. Now let's set up the flag, the most important one, which will be frg flag, then the name spawn PvP, and let the PvP to be allowed. So players can now fight outside the spawn, but they won't be able to fight in this area, on this platform. But if they jump on this part, they can easily fight and PvP. Now let's set some of the flags that we already done for the spawn. RG flag, and that was mob spawning, deny, and also we can leave the potion splash flag because fighting with potions is something really common in Minecraft. Now, as you can see, the region has been set. There's one more thing that you have to do, and don't forget about it. Whenever someone gets killed, you want them to spawn right here at the spawn. So go into this block, look wherever you want. I'm gonna say this way and type set spawn. With the help of essentials, the spawn will be set, and whenever you die, let me kill myself, you will see that I will get spawned right here, which is perfect. And if I try it one more time and type /spawn, I will be teleported right here. So this is great. We started creating the spawn and we kind of finished with the region. Now let's get to creating the faction and the regions for the factions. Now, as we done earlier, I set up the important plugins, but we forgot about one, which is Saber Factions, which we'll be using as the factions plugin for the server. There are a ton of them on the market, some of them are even buyable plugins, but this is free and I recommend it with my heart. The first thing that you'll have to do is type F bypass. So the server will know that you're an admin and you can create safe zones and PvP zones. For example, let's go right here and type F claim 12 Warzone. As you can see, a lot of chunks have been claimed around this area. You can type fmap, and as you can see, it has been created. But you also want to have the safe zone, and that will be F claim. If you just type F claim, you will see that it has been claimed for the wilderness, but we don't want that. By the way, guys, if you want to know the factions commands, you can just type F help. And this is for any other plugin. You can just read the commands that you have here in case you want to have different things added. Now if we go to FL2, we will have more and more commands. And the last page, FL3. All of these commands will help you in setting up your faction server and letting the players have a way more fun activity on your server. So, as I said earlier, we have set it the wilderness and the war zone area. If we type fmap once again, you will see that here is wilderness and here is warzone. We don't want to be wilderness here because wilderness means that players can claim it, and we don't want that, so we'll have to type one more time f claim. As I said earlier, let's go for 2 now and say safe zone. As you can see, we claimed some chunks, fmap, and this is safe zone. Player won't be able to fight here, but they will be able to spawn, trade with each other, and do all of these things. Now, let's set up our info board. It means, like in our case, and likely yours too, that the placeholders won't be working. As you can see, it says %player_health_rounded%. We don't want to see that. We want to see the statistics, the numbers. So you have to type papi ecloud download player. As you can see, it has been downloaded, and just type puppy reload. And in no time you'll see that the scoreboard is now perfectly working on your server. There will be one more thing to set up, and that will be the groups and the permissions for each group. So let's do that in the next part of the video. A really important step, as I said earlier, in setting up your faction servers is setting up the ranks and the permissions for each of them. For the sake of this video, we'll work with the owner group and the default group. The default group, in my opinion, is one of the most important, but at the same time, it is not even a viable rank or a staff rank. Every player will get it automatically whenever they join your server. They have to do nothing to get it, just join your IP. It is already created by default because we're using lockperms, and lockperms, personally, I think is the best plugin to create some rank. It has a ton of features, it's free, and has great support. Let's start doing that. So LP group default permission set essentials.home, or let's say essentials.health. True. As you can see, we've set the permission to this group. There will be a link there will be a list down in the descriptions with all of the permissions that we recommend you giving to the default rank. It will be really helpful. You just have to copy each of the commands and type it in game. It's gonna take less than a minute and it will be super easy and fast for you. In order to get a prefix for your group, you'll have to get this LP group default meta add prefix. Here you will have to put the wave. The wave means like how important the rank is. The lower the wave is, the least important it is, the rank. So we'll go with wave 1 and then let's say this color code and then newbie. And this is perfect. You will get the message that default had prefix newbie set a priority of 1 in context global. This is perfect. Now let's create a bold red owner rank for ourselves. We'll have to do LP create group owner. Now LP user, let's assign this group to myself. LP user, this is my username, parent add owner. As you can see, now I have all of the permissions from the owner group. The next thing will be LP group owner meta add prefix 2, because this is way more important than the default rank. But you can have the wave as high as you want. We can go with 100 because no other rank will have a wave higher than 100 because the owner rank is the most important. Don't forget, guys. And now let's get it in bold red. So we'll have to do the red color code and the bold owner. As you can see, the word owner is now a rank. And if you type something in the chat, hi guys, you can see that I'm a owner. And this is really good. And you're done with this part. You're done with setting up the default rank and the owner rank. A briefly description of the plugin and how to use it will be linked down in the description. It is a video made by myself in which I will explain how to use lock perms, how to use the web hosting that they offer to create the ranks easier. So don't forget, guys, if you have any questions about lock perms or want to learn more about the plugin, just go to the video linked in the description. Now, as you can imagine, we still have things to do. So let's get to the other parts of setting up your faction servers in 2020. Now we are back on the game panel, and that is at game.elixirnode.com, where you have to log in with your details to access your game panel. From the console tab, go straight down to file management. From here, go to the plugins folder, and we are gonna have to look for info board reborn, because we want to configure the info board. As you remember, on the server it looked really bad. Why not customize it, make it your own way? This will help your server a lot and it will look way more cleaner. If you open the folder, you will see that there is a file called board.yml. You can just click on it, and because of our in-panel editor, you will be able to edit the code from here, and you won't have to download any file, which is great. For example, let's change it on line 57, and instead of look here, let's make it say hello or welcome to factions. For example, you can say whatever you want here. And also, the text in green are instructions for you to help set up the plugin. I recommend you, for every plugin, whenever you see the text in green before any code, read it, because it will help you a lot understanding how the plugin works and how everything is built. Let's also change coded by, let's say it IP. Let's go IP, and here instead of plugin dev, which are the developers of the plugin, let's say elixirnode.com. This is just an example. You can do however you want. Now let's save the file, and if we go back on Minecraft and we reload the plugin, you will see that the scoreboard will get updated. Now if we go back on Minecraft, as I said earlier, and we type this command that will be in the description of the video, don't forget about it, and also shown on the screen, the scoreboard should get reloaded. And as you can see, it changed. It says welcome to factions, and down you can see IP and elixirnode.com. The info board can be customized and connected to the factions plugin, but you just have to Google how to do it, but it will be really helpful. Now let's go straight to creating the crates. First of all, you'll have to go into the game panel once again, go to file management, plugins, and look for crazy crates, because this is the plugin that we recommend you using, because it's free and it doesn't lag your server and you have a ton of things to configure. We will see that in just a second. crazy crates, and we can go to crates, and here you will find 4 of them. These are the default generated ones. To create your own chest, you just have to copy this one by pressing these 3 dots and pressing the copy button, and let's name it factions.yml. This is just an example of how you can create your own crate. You will name it whatever you want. You can make different tiers of crazy crates. You can do whatever your mind can think of. Now let's click on it. And the first thing that you'll see is the crate type. By default, it's set on CSGO type. If you ever played Counter-Strike Global Offensive, you will know what it means and how the process of opening your chest looks like. We can keep it like this because it's the easiest one to set up. Then we have crate name. We don't want basic crate. Let's go with factions crate. Again, you can name it whatever you want, and you can also use color codes. For the preview name, if you don't know what any of these mean, don't forget guys, you have the green text to read it. For example, let's say you don't know what preview name is. You can just read it here. The name of the inventory that will be in the preview GUI. So let's name it factions crate preview. Really easy. Under this, you will have starting amount of keys when the player first joins. You can give them a key so they can just have some fun for the first time they ever join your server. But for the sake of this video, we'll keep it on 0, as it is by default. After this, there are a lot of settings that you can work with, and you can customize your chests from the name of it, to the colors of it, to even the items and commands that you can receive, the percentages, the chances on every item, how many, the display name, the lures. You can't even think of all of these things that are right here. And trust me, you will fall in love with this plugin because it's great, free, and it has a ton of features, as you can see. Now let's get back on Minecraft and let me show you how to create the chest and set it up in-game. But guys, don't forget, you have first to save the file. Otherwise, whatever you do here won't get saved and you will lose it. So we don't want that to happen, so just press the save file button and reload the plugin. Now we are back in game. The first thing that you'll have to do is type cc, which stands for crazy crate, which is the plugin that we are using, reload. By doing this, you don't have to reload the entire server or all of the plugins because it may crash your game. You can just reload the config of this plugin, which is super. Then all you have to do is get a chest or whatever block you want. For the sake of this video, we'll use the ender chest. Put it right here and type cc set factions. Instead of factions, you have to put the name of the crate that you created in the config file. It's not the crate name, it's the name that the file you created is named by. So cc set factions. And as you can see, yes, it was so basic chest because the copy that we got was from a basic chest. But you don't have to worry about this. If you create the config correct, then you will not see basic chest here. But we'll just run it like this. You can also give someone the crate physical by doing cc give physical, then the crate name, which is factions, amount, let's say 5, and the player's name, in my case, is myself. And as you can see, I got 5 keys for this chest. Now, if we just type, if we just click on the chest, there it is, guys. You can customize the rewards, you can customize everything, but now it's looking like a basic chest. There's also a menu for this plugin that you can use by typing cc menu. Cc, just cc, I'm so sorry. And here you will see the chests that are available right now. You won't see the factions chest because the menu was not modified. You can go through the files of the config and there you will also be able to edit this menu, which is not hard. Again, you have the tutorial in the config in green. Always read it. It will help you a lot. And this is how you create and use crazy crates. It's pretty easy. And guess what, guys? It's a wrap. These are the basics, or more than basics, in creating your faction server. Yeah, if you type plugins, you will see a lot of more plugins here. But you don't have to worry about them. Some of them can be hard to configure, but some of them you just have to install them here and there's nothing else that you have to do. For example, the obsidian destroyer, which will give the obsidian a durability, and for example by the default it's by 6 hits of TNT the obsidian block will get destroyed, which is really good for factions. So you see, some of the plugins don't have to be modified, you can just keep them like this, add them, and you're done. Now it's just the time to get some testers on your server and start setting up more things, adding more plugins if you want, because now you have, let's say, more than the basic ones. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, don't forget to join our Discord server and contact the support staff by creating a ticket. They'll respond to you in no time and you will be so happy with the support that we will offer you. See you in the next video, guys. Peace.